This is going to be the Mechanar as a Brewmaster monk. This is a real interesting dungeon that I've seen catch a lot of people off guard because it is surprisingly serious. Took a few tries to get a good run going here. This one was just a little bit dicey. My paladin had a nice, clean, by-the-book run here. This one had a bit more pressure in it. I find this more interesting. I came here with my warrior when I was like... It was in the morning. I had booted up the game, and this is like the first thing I did, and I was... I don't know, my reflexes weren't quite with me, and it was a bit iffy because of that. This place sure did wake me up there. But here, I'm on my game, I know what I'm doing. Making sure my iron skin uptime is 100%. That is important. Yeah, so even this opening room, like, you're faced with a kind of intimidating array of dudes. I have my chi burst there to hit those. It's not strictly necessary to fight all of these. What's that rune on the ground? I'm not familiar with that one. I think it might be a frost mage thing, but I'm not sure what it does. I haven't played a frost mage in quite a while. I should do it. I remember it being fun. But I barely even get to play my fire mage. Don't have much time to mess with another specialization. So Holy Priest is healing me. She's put Guardian Spirit. That's what that ability was called. I got giant wings that were like way bigger than me. And her healing spells did more for the duration. Alright, so also got Frost Mage. Hold on, is Fire Dude the Frost Mage? That would be pretty funny. No, Fire Dude's a Fire Mage. Okay, so we got one of each. Alright, it's... The world is right. And some kind of rogue, I think. Looks like Outlaw. Right, so there is a choice of going either left or right at the start. I feel like it routes a little better to go right initially. Both work, really. Most of the people I've run this with have chosen to go right, so that's the... That seems to be the conventional route, from what I could tell. Because we'll end up kind of going both ways anyway. There are two... What are they called? Gatewatchers? Yeah, Gatewatcher Iron Hand and Gatewatcher Gyra Kill. Both have to be killed to open up a door to an elevator to get to the last two bosses. I see some people come here and not know what to do, because if you pick just one route or the other, you have to go back for the other Gatewatcher, and people who are not familiar with this dungeon can get slightly lost sometimes. Mechanar Tinkerer, these guys are kind of the worst. While they're alive, they keep throwing nether bombs, and there's nothing I can do to stop them other than, like, crowd control stuff. Nether bombs hurt, then they decide to just rush and explode at somebody. I know, they're super annoying. I guess mostly because they don't come to me. They just sit there and throw. Anesthetic causes sleep, so best to interrupt. Yeah. Bloodward or Physician, always worth focusing down first. Gatewatcher Iron Hand does one interesting thing. He'll raise his hammer menacingly, then everybody wants to move out of his range. I'm probably the only one who's going to do it. I have my camera angled that way because I'm prepared to Chi Torpedo away as soon as he raises his hammer. Let's see how many people run away. One, that's me. Holy Priest was standing sufficiently out of range. No one else was, including the two mages who had no reason to be in close... Well, fire does for Dragon's Breath. Frost might have a reason to, maybe. Again, haven't played a Frost Mage in a while. Using Fortifying Brew. I can tell because my camera moved up slightly because my character model got larger. That's one of the things it does. If he stays alive for long enough, he'll raise his hammer menacingly a second time, but looks like he died quick enough that that doesn't matter. And somehow killing him results in a quest being placed in my log. You hear a faint unlocking sound, so that's your clue that the Gate Watchers are important for further progress in the dungeon, if you don't already know. Theoretically, you could skip these two groups here, if the party was trustworthy enough to not run into them during the fight with, what is it, Mechanar Lord Capacitus? That's the one. That is a fight that encourages movement, though, so just seems quicker and cleaner to clear these up first. That was a good use of paralysis. Reduce the annoyance from a Tinkerer. The Fire Mage had a Pyroblast queued up that he really wanted to use. Alright, Mechanar Lord Capacitus. This guy has a few abilities to watch out for. Alternatingly, he decides to reflect physical damage and magic damage. Oh boy, I used the Shade of Ironicus. I've finally managed to ditch that trinket in the current timeline with this character, but it took a while. Yeah, so reflective damage shield. I just stop all damage during that because it hurts a lot if I hit him with it. So just wait for it to go away, don't do anything, eventually I can fight him again. So yeah, what did he say that... Give me your best shot, I can take it. That one means spell reflections going on, so mages should stop what they're doing now. Yeah, so see, Fire Dude and Tutu, having a bad time. Spells are going in and bouncing right back. And there are these little exploding beacon things that fly around. They're a little hard to dodge. They deal significant damage, so it's worth trying to get away from them. I guess I did Chi Burst there because I figured it'd be magic damage. Probably. Safe to do while reflecting physical. Alright, looks like I and everyone else sufficiently managed to dodge those explosions. So nobody died during that fight. Nice. Those guys are so annoying. And there are a bunch more to fight right in here. Yeah, so most dangerous spot in the dungeon is right about here. Like, knowing how to handle Gatewatcher Ironhand and Mechanar Lord Capacitus, their threats can be neutralized. These... I don't know, they're real annoying. Yeah, I'm hurting a bit. I have another charge of healing elixir I could use. I didn't need it. It's fine. I've often seen this pull chain on to two more that are to kind of back into my left from where I am now. And things get real messy when that happens. Like those 4 Tinkerers right there. When taken on their own, they're not so bad, but together with everything else we were just fighting, this spot gets real messy. I'm really making use of my paralysis. I like that. I forgot that I had done that. It's working great. Keeping those neutralized nicely. Alright, there are things to fight the way I was facing, but we need to go this way anyway. We need to go both ways anyway, so it doesn't really matter in the order, but we more immediately need to go this direction. Up these stairs, fight Gatewatcher Gyro Kill. The thing that everybody who tries to just come into this dungeon and make up a route without knowing tries to skip. Then gets so confused when they can't open the quest item over there or go up the elevator. But I know what to do. This place is kind of tiny. There is not much to it. It's a fun little mini dungeon. Now, there are some guys on the right there. They're the ones we saw at the very beginning that we didn't bother fighting. Too often I've seen those, like, some party member will accidentally back into their range and catch their attention when we're in the middle of fighting Gatewatch or Gyro Kill. So I find it safer to just get their attention on purpose before going for the Gatewatcher. They're skippable if everybody knows they're there and stay out of their range, but too often that doesn't happen. So unlike Iron Hand, Gyro Kill doesn't really have anything interesting that he does. Just a normal fight. What's Fire Dude doing here? He used combustion, but then just looked like he was running around doing nothing with it. Maybe he was doing stuff and I just couldn't tell. I remember seeing that and being like, you're on fire, you should be taking advantage of that by standing still and casting Fireball and Pyroblast, but... Oh, maybe he's taken the talent that replaces Fireball with Scorch. I forget what it's called. I opted not to take that in my mage. Which would allow him to always run around while casting. Okay, I didn't think of that. I got a feather. How nice. Alright, so now we can go this way. 2 faint unlocking sounds. Elevator's open to us, and so is this quest item over on the left. Whoa. I'm getting juggled. Well, that's just silly. If I were a warrior or a druid, I could have just charged back down to the ground with that, but Chi Torpedo doesn't work that way. It's a little different. Got Guardian Spirit again. Okay, that's nice. Seemed a little unnecessary in that spot, but whatever the priest feels is necessary, that's fine. Blinding Fury. Something something quest item. And now we wait for an elevator. Oh boy. Not everybody's gonna make it. They tried. It was a valiant effort, but we left one mage behind. Am I gonna wait for him? Looks like it. Okay, full party's together. There's a boss to the left. Best to clear up the area prior to her. I pulled those in. That's confident on my part. I think I might have second-guessed myself a bit, and that's why I used the Black Ox statue. Wasn't so sure I wanted them while that Tempest Forge Destroyer is this healthy. It's fine though. Boy, that Black Ox statue didn't last. They killed that thing quick. Yeah, so good thing I used it to take the pressure off of us, because... not small damage incoming here. Whoa, that was Shining Force. Okay. I have that ability on my priest, but I have never cast it. So it just pushes anyone away. That must have been Shining Force. I think that's what that was. Pushes enemies away from the target. So it's like a... kind of like Ring of Peace, but also kind of not. Apparently a lot more forceful. That's neat. Okay, I'm gonna have to watch for times to use that. It honestly wasn't great there. I'd rather just keep them on me, but... it was fine. I should have interrupted that. Charged Fist hurts. Yeah, see how much that's hurting? Nope, I have healing elixirs. It's fine. Alright, Nethermancer Sepethria. This fight's weird. So Raging Flames just do what they want. They can be taunted. They can't really be killed that I've seen. They leave fire trails wherever they go. And occasionally they'll stop and just do this Inferno effect that hurts a lot and is necessary to get away from. One thing I found when I was here on my Druid was that I could use Entangling Roots on one and just immobilize it for the duration of the fight, so that's great. Druid can just completely ignore this mechanic. I don't think they can be paralyzed, but Entangling Roots works. I'm taunting them occasionally. I'm not sure I really want them on me, though, because, yeah, that Inferno. Gotta move away from that. This is just a really high movement fight. Run away from wherever the Raging Flames want to be. She pushes me away, too. That was the Mensa Sapethria ability there. Okay, so Raging Flames, their health bars are visibly down. They could theoretically be killed. It's just a lot quicker to take her out. Then once you step over here, that little ledge, it doesn't quite work to step up it. Every character kind of trips over that spot, so you have to jump. Walking over here starts this weird little gauntlet thing where a bunch of enemies teleport in as you go down this place. My healer is not with me? Yeah, there she is. Okay, I survived, I think. Yeah, she was off doing something else, and I didn't realize it. Yeah, so we're in the gauntlet now. As soon as I kill that, this one teleports in. Rest of the dungeon is totally straightforward. There's really nothing to it. Let's see, there's a mind control mechanic on Pathalion, the calculator. Doesn't last very long, it's not very threatening. He doesn't really do much of anything. All the stuff of interest is already done here. But there's still a little bit of dungeon to go through yet. Alright, Gauntlet calms down for a bit, so if healer needs to drink or something, that's a spot where they can do it. But then more teleport in when you get up here. I think we're going to get one more group of these elves and one more of those big construct things. There's the Construct, Tempest Forge Destroyer. Let's see, the spot we're in now must be right up above where we fought Gatewatcher Gyro Kill, looking at the mini-map. I think that's what I'm seeing. So this kind of curls around itself. I can see through the floor. There we go, I entered up in Charge Fist. Good idea. Alright, these dudes, then we're done. Oh, they knock back too, that's right, that's Solar Burn or whatever. Death Ray sounds intimidating, but I don't think it really is. Solar Burn, yeah, Solar Burn's the one that knocks me back. I sure am glad to have Healing Elixir. That was a very important tool that was sorely missing until I finally got it. Just some kind of self-healing feels pretty important for this class. It's an optional talent. There are other choices on that talent row. I just have trouble imagining why I would choose something that's not Healing Elixir. It just seems so much better than the other options. That probably changes in a raid setting, but at least for the dungeons that I do, Healing Elixir is the way to go. Alright, got a statue there to pick up any threat that I can't get if he incapacitates me again like that. Let's see if the mind control goes off at all. He'll say, you work for me now, and then one of the party members goes and does their own thing. It looks like he's deciding not to do it. Oh yeah, there he went. For just a little bit. He didn't say the quote, though. Alright, that's the Mechanar. Cool run in a cool place. Short and intense. Alright, I'll see you next time.